And we are back with the third segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this third segment, we're going to be talking about the possibility of Bronny joining the Suns, as the Suns plan, or there's a chance that they're going to use their 22nd overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft on Bronny James. Now, the Suns, they held a workout with Bronny recently, and there's a growing theory that they're going to use the pick. Now, Bronny is 6'1", 210 pounds, and he's going to be a guard, obviously. And I mean, using a first round pick on a 6'1" guard, I don't think that's a good idea for Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix, they have to get they have Kevin Durant, they have Devin Booker, they have Bradley Beal. They have to focus on winning a championship right now, and they have to use this pick wisely. Using it on a 6'1" point guard that isn't even going to start, because Devin Booker and Bradley Beal are most likely going to start over Bronny James. I don't really see this as a smart move coming in from the Phoenix Suns. I mean, they need to, like I said, they need to go win a championship. Having to deal with a 6'1" point guard as a rookie going into this next season is not ideal for this team. Now, the theory is that once you draft Bronny, then you can get LeBron James on your team. That's the theory, because this is the big reason why he might get drafted so high is because of the fact that LeBron could be a free agent towards the end of or once free agency starts. I mean, he has a player option that he could sign with the Lakers, but he also has the option to decline it and go into free agency. And depending on which team Bronny gets drafted by, LeBron could decide to go over there in free agency. That is the thought process behind it. But I don't really think that's something that the Suns should bother risking, especially when they're especially with the pick that they have in the draft. They have to use this pick wisely, and if they waste it on Bronny in the hopes that they're going to get LeBron, and then they don't get LeBron, it's not going to look good for them, and it's going to be really bad news. Now, Bronny is 19 years old. Again, it's already controversial that he's even in the draft to begin with. A lot of people think that, or there's growing talks that he should have waited another year, and he shouldn't have made the decision to join the draft already. But that's his decision at the end of the day. I'm all for it if he genuinely thinks that he has what it takes to be a good basketball player in the NBA. But one thing that is also that should be on the Suns' radar is the fact that Bronny did suffer cardiac arrest and last summer, and it was forcing him to miss a large amount of games. So again, I don't want to be that guy, but risking a draft pick that high with what's it called? With the fact that he has had this type of injury before, and not only that, his averages 4.8 points per game, 2 assists. I don't think it's something that the Suns should risk. That's my personal opinion on that. But at the same time, I am all for Bronny being drafted to the Lakers, because that would mean that LeBron is probably going to stay on the Lakers, and he's going to be able to play with his son, which is something that they've always wanted. I would like to see that story. That's just me, however, but I don't think the Phoenix Suns should worry about drafting somebody like that, and they should focus their picks on getting someone that could actually help them win a championship. Now, for the Suns, again, Minnesota eliminated the Suns in the first round of the playoffs. So there's no chance that LeBron is most likely going to agree to sign with them, at least according to this article that I'm looking at right now, even if they select Bronny. Now, he recently downplayed his need to play on the same team as his son recently. Plus, he stands to lose out on a $51.4 million player option if he chooses to return to the Lakers. So the article continues to say, while Bronny is a solid talent, his freshman season stat line proves he's not worth a first round selection. A commodity won't. The Phoenix Suns won't control again until the 2031 season. So they really need to use this pick wisely. Otherwise, they're not going to have a first-round pick to use wisely again up until 2031, which is why I don't think they should waste it on... I mean, and it really stinks, too, for the Suns because this draft class is noticeably weak. Like, it's not as strong as the previous draft class was, in my personal opinion. But at the same time, with only the 22nd pick in the first round, it's not like they would have gotten a great player either. But they have to make sure that they have to use it as wisely as possible, and they have to make a really good pick, and they can't waste this. So the Suns would be better off flipping the 22nd, at least according to this article, they'd be better off flipping the 22nd first round pick for future picks or players. Phoenix desperately needs to get better with supporting pieces for Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, which I do agree with. I do agree with this article on that because it does seem like they need a little bit more than just those three. I mean, they did not win a single game in the playoffs, and that's really embarrassing. Excuse me, the allergies, it's really bad. But again, they didn't win a single game in these postseasons, and that's really disappointing when you have someone like Kevin Durant on your team. Like the fact that again, this is coming from a Brooklyn Nets fan who literally had to see Kevin Durant get swept in the playoffs by the Boston Celtics, and it's really ironic how Kyrie Irving is in the finals before Kevin Durant, but it really just shows the importance of knowing your place, I guess you could say, because the fact that Kyrie is now reverting back to that second option instead when in previous years he wanted to be the first option when he was on Boston it's really crazy to me. Now, Bronny James is not back to Bronny, he's not the missing piece to this Phoenix Suns team. He's just not. And to a championship team nonetheless, because that's essentially what these Suns are trying to compete for with Kevin Durant on the roster. Adding him is just not going to help anything. So they should be resorting to filling the roster spots for next year, and they should retool and try to go at it again at making it to the finals. So that's all I have for this third segment. So now we will go ahead and go into the fourth segment, which will be about more Cavs drama surrounding Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. And I'm going to be looking at an article posted by Bleacher Report. So I will be right back after this short break. So stay tuned.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.